Charlie Parsons, Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Always good to catch up with my good friend Mr. Darren Barker. How are you, mate?
Very well, thanks, mate. Always a buzz when it's AJ Fight Week, mate, and always a pleasure to see you.
Kicks it off with a little red carpet. This is nice, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is. I don't know why I'm walking down it. No one wants to speak to me other than you, just because I've given you a few quid. So Charlie, do me a favour, interview me, so I look important.
Publicity, don't you?
So he wants to think his dad's famous.
He's here for the paparazzi, right?
Yeah, he is. Loves it.
Darren, AJ returns at the O2, his old stomping ground. Might be one of AJ's mentality, but when I asked him, I said, "You happy to be back at the O2?" He said, "No, not really. I want to be at Wembley." Is that his mentality summed up in a sentence?
Yeah. But we've got to understand, this is a rebuilding process, so you can't, as big as a draw AJ still is, regardless. By the way, the tickets are basically sold out now. Did take a bit longer than I think most were expecting, but I think he's got to, win a couple of big fights before you can start talking about the likes of Wembley and that. But there's no doubt with the right dance partner, he bangs out Wembley Stadium again. So, fuckers.
Look, Jermaine Franklin, Eddie said he's got a six-pack this week. Everyone's
he did.
Quite surprised at how he looks. Just your thoughts?
I've not seen him yet, to be honest, but he was a force. He was dangerous against Dillian Whyte. I thought he was, it was a close fight. It was a very close fight. He proved he's got very quick hands. He's got a good chin, and he's game. He's proper game. So he's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter, and I think he'll lean on the fact. It would take a bit of confidence away from the fact that he showed that he's a contender against Dillian Whyte. He experienced the away, the home fans rather being away from home. So he's got all of those experiences to lean on going into this one.
Lawsuit claims are flying about. That can't be the best thing that you've got to deal with on a fight week. How do you think that will affect him?
What's that, mate?
There's been rumours that he's now got an ongoing lawsuit with Dimitri Salita. How will that affect him on the biggest week of his career?
I don't think. Look, some are different than others. I think he proved against Dillian Whyte he's mentally tough, wasn't overwrought at all, very laid back. You can see that in his personality. Doesn't seem like he gets in any sort of mood, angry or pissed off, or he never looks unsettled. So look, at the end of the day, all of that stuff, the bell goes, it's a fight, you just crack on with it, you get on with it. So I don't think it will affect him much.
Does Anthony Joshua have to go in here and maybe channel the old AJ, the one that was an unbeaten wrecking ball world champion, and put a statement in?
Whether he needs to or not is another question, but I want to see that because I enjoyed watching him when he was fighting like that. I really, really did. He was, just so ruthless and exciting to watch, and I feel that wouldn't go amiss. I think he's got an opportunity, a chance against all of them if he fights like that. Fights down his gums to him, he can let his hands go.
In your mind, how does the fight play out Saturday night?
I think we'll get an AJ win, no doubt. I think he'll have a look, and I think he'll.
Do you have to get a stoppage in terms of like his public perception now?
I don't know. I think he's a tough man to stop, Franklin. From what I see, he is open. Don't get me wrong. I think we've seen how good the uppercut is. Slightly shorter than AJ Franklin, so I think the uppercut will work a treat. It's just bringing Franklin onto shot. He was a national champion back in the States, so he knows how to fight. He's no mug. So he's got to be switched on, AJ, and if the stoppage comes in, great, but I wouldn't go looking for it. And to be honest, I don't think rounds would be terrible. You get people saying you should have stopped him, this, that, but the most important thing at this stage of AJ's career is to win.
Fury-Usyk has fallen through. Fury demanded Usyk took 30%. You say shocked there rather sarcastically. Your thoughts on the whole back and forth?
No, I'm just disappointed. I'm a fan of both. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see that fight. I want to see the best fights happen, and it ain't, so I'm disappointed.
Whose fault do you believe?
Who I don't suppose we'll ever probably know. I was convinced it was Tyson's fault to start with, but then you're hearing otherwise. So who knows? It's just a shame. Sometimes it's not the fighters. Sometimes it's the people who work on behalf of the fighters. So you know, I'm gutted. I wanted to see that fight.
Darren, top man as always. Thank you for speaking to us at Boxing Social. Cheers, geese.